Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona, and Friday Mornings Live. And today we're going to talk about throwing out that whole idea of New Year's resolutions, throwing it out the window. Because statistically, it's only a few points of people, 1 or 2% that ever keep those goals. And good morning, Jake. So Jake and Doug are both in here, and Doug is working, so he's just listening. So Doug and Jake, good morning, good morning, good morning. So we are going to talk about what people do for New Year's quote unquote resolutions. And Jennifer's here. Hello. That's right, Jennifer. We are going to talk about goals. Because if you break them down, you can achieve them. Other than, like some people will have this great big list of New Year's resolutions. I'm going to lose 20 pounds. I'm going to start running. I'm going to change my job. A lot of different things that people think about when they think of a New Year's resolution. But statistically, only 1 or 2% of those goals are ever met. And because they're resolutions, they're not goals. You haven't broken them down. And Hope's here. Good morning, Hope. How are you? And John from the Unpaved Explorer is here. John, how are you? He's saying hi to everybody in the chat. And Killer, how are you? It's so interesting to me when people pick their names for YouTube, if they have a channel or don't have a channel. I just find it so interesting what people think and do and, what they're all about. So make sure you say hi to all your friends in the chat this morning. And we're going to talk about goals today because it's exactly 3 weeks from today that we go to 2022. And let me add this. The clock is ticking. Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. That's right. The clock was showing just after midnight, clicking away. And can you believe that it's already 2022? I remember it just seems like a few months ago that it was 2020 and all the different things of 2020 vision and what we're going to do in 2020. And it's interesting. So if we break them down to goals, that's right. If we break them down to goals, instead of having resolutions, you're more likely to succeed. And that's what you want. There's no use of getting pumped up and doing stuff if you do not achieve those. So tell me in the chat, have you ever made a New Year's resolution and was it successful or was it not? See, we were talking about people's channels and their names and a character I made up. That is interesting. Hello, how are you this morning? And I think I'll show you what I do. Okay, this is what I do. I get a new notebook, and for this kind of stuff, I like these kind. Pick whatever you want. It doesn't make any difference. And then I kind of break it down. So like I have, I agree. A lot of people have given up on New Year's resolutions because they don't work. But if you switch that mindset and you decide, okay, I'm going to do a goal this year, 1 goal or 10 goals, it doesn't make any difference. Just make a goal. So like I have on my list, I'm going to do goals for family, home, YouTube, gardens, money, and art. So the only goal I would like to achieve would be to knit more and take better care of myself. Those are great goals. So get yourself a piece of paper and a pen, and let's see how you make goals so that you can achieve. Matt, how are you? He's saying hello to everybody outdoor with Big Matt. And John says, "Oh no, I must have overslept. I went to bed on New Year's Eve on 2020." That is awesome. Get more Sandy's cookies. Jake, you're so funny. And Doug wants to be, I just want to be ready when the trumpet blasts. That is an excellent goal. And, really you can have goals that, oh, Bunky's here. How are you? How are your sisters? I hope you guys are having fun. I know that sometimes when people do homeschooling, they don't have school on Friday. So I don't know if you are doing school today or not doing school today, but I hope you girls are just having a fantastic day. Okay, so here's my goals. But how am I going to break that down? So this is what I do. So this is my next page. My first thing on it was family. So I wrote family 22. Family, God. That's my stuff, Well, some of the kids have talked about going on a trip with them. Some of the, do we want to visit? Because all of our kids live all over the country. If you don't know, we have 7 kids. And they're all grown up. Most of them are married. Not all of them are married. But, sorry, my phone was ringing. And you have to kind of decide, like, this in 2020, we actually saw every single one of our kids. Not all together, but that was a great goal. Because as a mom and as a dad, you like seeing your kids. And when they live all over the country and they're busy and, sometimes it can be hard. But if you break it down and say, hey, could some of us meet at this place? Or can some of us do this at this place at this time? Break it down, make some plans, make some goals. And sometimes when you're making those goals, it's like, okay, I have to make X amount, I have to save X amount of dollars to achieve that goal. But if you have it all broken down, it makes it easier. How much do I have to save each month? Do we have to buy tickets? Are we driving? Break those goals down. And Nisi's here today. How are ya? Did you get snow back home in Wyoming? There's pictures this morning on Facebook, and it's easily 5 inches of snow. It does look beautiful though. And for this northern girl, one of the hardest things at Christmas is not having snow, not having that. It can be hard. We're good. KK and Trey are doing school. So it's just Bunky right now. So exciting. Make sure you guys check out Bunky's garden. And she is part of the Vineyard Chicks. And Nightbot will be popping in members. So like Doug is here. He is a member. Nisi's here. She's a member. And so if they have that little S after their name or channel name, you know that they're a member. Sorry, I clicked that off too fast. Answer to your title. Yes, I have 3-1 to get my hip surgery done. 2, to learn how to tat. I love tatting. And learn how to do a granny square. Oh, fun. So you could do all kinds of stuff with granny squares. That is fun. Fun. Let me scroll up because I want to show you this one if you didn't see it in the chat. Doug wants to grow an awesome beard. He already has a nice beard. That's fun. They just got a small amount of snow. We got 2 inches of snow last night in Europe. Oh, tell me, temperature-wise, like back in Wyoming, right now it's been in the teens. So they're cold. And if the wind blows at all, the wind chill is way below 0. But are you more dry in your part of Europe, or are you more a lot of moisture in the snow? Because in Wyoming, it's very dry. So it doesn't feel as cold as it does like on the East Coast where it's got a lot of moisture. And so I wondered what Europe was. I wasn't really sure. Tell me about it. I only saw snow twice in my childhood. Oh, I know in South Texas, you probably don't see snow hardly ever. But this is what happens in Wyoming. Well, it's one of two things. Either it's snowing so hard and the wind's blowing so hard, everything is going sideways and you can't see anything. But a lot of times, it just literally floats down in these huge flakes and it becomes this blanket of snow all over the ground. And then all the trees are frosted. And it is like a total winter wonderland. It is the most amazing thing. And as kids or adults, you go out and you're playing in the snow, you're making snowmen, and it is a fabulous time of the year. So down in Arizona, since now we're in Arizona in the wintertime, it doesn't snow here where we are. I mean, there's parts of Arizona it does snow, but where we are, they don't. In fact, in the 20-some years that my parents have been coming down here, he's only seen it frost twice, just frost. And so it's interesting. The Wickershire Project, 2022 resolution on thoughts. Yep. To be able to someday produce YouTube videos in 1080p. See, I like goals. See? Speaking of YouTube and producing, has anybody in the chat, have you ever done what's called, just a minute, let me grab my paper because I've been doing some research on it. It's called OTT live streaming. It's called over the top, and you have to have a OVP online video platform, and it's to do 24/7 live streaming. Because what I want to do is when the hummingbirds start making their nest, I want to put a camera up above them and just live stream it so you can see them working on their nest, laying the eggs, having the babies. That's what I want to do. But I don't know anybody personally that has done 24/7 live streaming. So I've been doing some research, but it would be nice if I could find somebody that's actually done it so I could just talk to them. Okay, so I asked about the snow there. We had beautiful, not too humid snow today. The temps dropped to below freezing last night, so the air was crystal clear until it snowed. Oh, I love that. And when it has that sharpness in the air. So Hope down in Texas, it's an experience that is just phenomenal. I absolutely love it. It's like nothing you can explain. You have to be in snow like that. And it just like envelops you, and it's amazing. And so that's a hard thing at Christmas time when I don't have any snow down here. Though we could drive north in Arizona and see some snow, but it's just not quite the same as looking out your living room window and snow's coming down, and going out and standing in there. Yeah, it's amazing. Doug says, I love snow. Makes all the ugly stuff pretty with a white blanket. It does. It can make everything look beautiful. But when we go back to Wyoming in April, it'll still snow. It's not like we're missing out on snow. It snowed before we left. It'll snow when we get home before it gets to be summertime. And so that's always fun. Sometimes I complain about it. Oh, gotta go. Many hugs to all, and do what you can for your goals. Thanks. Thank you. And more people are popping in. So hello, Brianna. Hello. Oh, Brianna's a bot. Let me see what I can do. Okay. she's gone. Thank you for telling me that Brianna's a bot. So, Doug is one of my mods, but he's working, so he can't hardly do anything if bots come in. So if you happen to see somebody that's a bot, make sure you let me know because I can just block them. So the Wickershire Project, I appreciate it. You are doing that for me. Thank you. And, oh, the pond froze over totally last night. It's still frozen and foggy at 11:30. Oh, so you're 2 hours different than me. And is it frozen enough that you can walk on it, or is it just barely frozen? Because we used to have a pond that was by our house, and once it was hard, we would go skating on it. And so that was always a fun winter thing to do. The Green Acre, hello, how are you? And Charmaine is in here too. It used to snow more in Idaho. When we were growing up, we had so many winters, snowstorms at 2 and 3 feet. So I totally understand that. It's lots less than it used to be. Oh, it's just a tiny layer. Okay. Does it get thick enough that you can ice skate on it? Okay. So we're back to goals. So we live in 2 places. So I will list things that I want to do. But I'm not just going to, first I'll quickly list them. And then down here farther, I'll take those goals and I'll break them down. So like I'll have a project for the house. Like one of our closets, it's basically a storage closet. It's right next to the little tiny pantry that we have in our house down here. But one of my goals for 2022 is to move the pantry over there. But to do that, Joe has to build all kinds of shelves for me because it just has a little metal shelf that it fits in there, but there's a lot of wasted space where you can't put anything. It doesn't go to the whole width or the whole length of it. And so that's a goal for me. And so for the house, I take the goal and then I break it down. Because if you break your goals down versus a resolution, you can say, okay, this is what I can do this week on that goal. This is what I can do this week on that goal. So it's, I don't know if you guys you do goals, and maybe you have better ideas on how you do goals. The Green Acre says, doing well, thank you. Snow on the way for our area as well. So it begins. But it's beautiful when it snows at Christmas time, and it's 2 weeks till Christmas. So it's, as my one friend said this morning, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas because she had pictures up back home, and it was beautiful. It seriously was. The wind wasn't blowing, and they had about 4 or 5 inches of snow last night, and it was beautiful. Bunky says that it snowed here too. That day our pond froze. Interesting. Now, Charmaine, we used to hook Bob in the streets because the snow stayed on the roads. We did that too. We would hook around either our regular sleds, or we had those little saucer sleds, or we used our big inner tubes. And sometimes we would have somebody ride their bicycle and drag us. Every once in a while, we could talk my dad into pulling us down the road a couple times. So it was fabulous. And Doug's right. There's more good to do in 2022. There are good things to do. Look around you. And sometimes we have to get out of ourselves. This is going to be my goal. But what's a goal that you can help other people with? Jennifer says, my goals are simple and complicated in 2022. Aren't they? Goals are like that. We should move into our new homestead in January. Oh, that is so excited. I'm so excited for you for that. So it's unpacking and settling the house and planting the garden. I got my very first seed catalog this week. It's from Seed Exchange. They have fabulous photos in there, and they have recipes and stuff like that. And I like how seed catalogs have evolved, and from little black and white things to beautiful colors like rareseeds.com, Baker Seeds. Their new catalog, their catalog that you buy, not their free one, but their new catalog that's coming out is 532 pages. I'm so excited about getting it. So it's going to be fabulous. But it is a good time to plan your garden. What steps you're going to take. What are you going to do? What vegetables are you going to grow? Do you have to add amendments this year? Because sometimes when you're adding amendments, you need to do it before it's time to plant. 6 acres, how are ya? Hey, I'm making balloon ornaments this weekend, so I will send that to you. She gave me the idea of making, because we were talking about ornaments, and she says, why don't you make balloons? Because the balloons come over our house when they launch at the park, and then they go over our house. And I said I would send her one, so I'm making those this weekend. So totally excited. In fact, want to see what I'm putting up on my other channel today? Okay, so these are little ornaments. But I wonder if you can tell. It has a little pocket in there. And so you can put little notes in there, or you could put money. Maybe it's for grandkids or something. And so I'm going to show the whole process on how I make those. And today on my other channel, I'm giving this heart away. You can't really tell. It's really pretty bright red. The camera doesn't really do justice to that. But I'm giving that away this afternoon. So you still have time to comment on that video. So and so I'm missing part of the conversation because because Killer's talking about Amazon cannot beat the prices. There are organics, conventional. So you guys are talking about something that I did not see. So I'm going to have to go back and read about that. Oh, thanks, Hope. I'm going to give one of these away. Every week when I make my Christmas ornaments, the next week, if you made a comment on it, you can win one. In fact, Doug, that's in here, his way homestead. Sorry. Grace was calling, so I'll just call her back. And I had done a live, and he won one of my great big ornaments. And so I mailed that to him. So he should get it. If he didn't already get it, he should get it any day now. Thanks, Hope. They are fun to do and easy to do. So there's a couple ways you can do it, but I'm just going to show you the way I made those ornaments. So it'll be totally fun. Love your fused art. Each one is individual. That's part of the fun of fused glass. I just taught a class in the village, and so there was 9 seniors. I think the youngest one was probably 73, 74 years old, and there was 9 of them. And they made ornaments. And so I took some out of the kiln this morning. I put more in. And it was just a fun 2-hour class. And none of them, well, I take it back. One of them had done some fused glass. None of the other ones had done any fused glass before. So it was just totally fun. So the Rickershire project says, we are off-grid. Goal is self-reliance. Tiny home is 100% a new adjustment. True. Even with us moving to, in Arizona, our house is so much smaller than our house, which isn't a huge house up in Wyoming. And so it is an adjustment. It's a learning curve. And they're learning solar, rainwater collecting, AC, DC wiring, plumbing, gardening, animal husbandry. It's a challenge, but isn't it a fabulous challenge? Isn't it amazing the resources that you have? Oh, in fact, I just said that. And then they have this. This community is an amazing resource for all homesteaders. Networking between channels is great. I have to agree with you. I learned from channels all the time. And that's what our goal is, to share our world with them, with someone else. And there's that interaction, and you learn from other people, and it is a great community. Doug is, I'm thinking about putting in a shadow box with an LED light behind it. Oh, see, that would be beautiful, because the ornament that Doug won is transparent. And so the light will go through it, and it looks like a cathedral glass. It has a decal over top of the glass, and his is one of my favorite ones. And I was so excited that he won, when the computer picked him in. So it's fabulous. I have a video coming up this weekend. I want to show you what I did. Well, actually, I have two videos coming up, one on Saturday, one on Sunday. So the one on Saturday, I've been talking about the other day about Jell-O. When we grew up, every holiday, especially at the holiday season, but actually anytime we went to a family dinner to my aunts, to my grandmas, to family friends, there was always Jell-O, different kinds of Jell-O. And so I decided that maybe young people were missing out and they just didn't know what to do. So on Saturday, I have a box of Jell-O. Did you know Welch's makes Jell-O too, besides Jell-O and, store brands? This is strawberry peach. And I'm going to make Jell-O, and it's going to be in a cantaloupe, inside the cantaloupe. That's right. So on Saturday, I'm going to show you how to make Jell-O inside this cantaloupe. And I'm going to add a few grapes in there too. It's so fun. And then when you go to eat it, it is even funner. More fun. Yeah, more fun. So that's Saturday's video. Sunday's video, because it is holidays. And if you watch Sunday's video and you make a comment, you can win one of these. I made Christmas trees. And they're actually out of shells. That's right. Christmas trees out of shells. So if you'd like to see how to make these, easy as can be, and you'd like to win one of them, watch Sunday's video. See, oh my gosh. Just a minute. Doug, I got to take your comment down. Aren't they fun? So you can win one, and the winner can pick which one they want. I had a blast making these yesterday. I'd bought the shells because, like, colored shells, they dye them, obviously. And I got them, and I thought they would make fantastic trees. And I don't know why my brain thinks that, but that's what it does. So I'm going to give those away. And Doug says, I like finger Jell-O growing up. Just use less water than normal. Yeah, jigglers. Yeah. And in fact, I saw they had made some jigglers and they looked like dinosaurs. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to see if I can find the silicone mold that looks like the dinosaurs and make those. It was just so fun. So, and I got stickers. My very first stickers, they came in the mail. So, in my Christmas cards that I'm sending out to everybody, so if I have your address, you're getting a Christmas card from me, and I'm going to put in one of my stickers. And I hadn't ever bought from this company before. And it's not like those thin stickers. It is like, they're really thick. And I was happy because I thought they were kind of spendy, but my stickers, totally excited. I almost got some that they cut it out a little bit, But then I thought maybe it kind of took away from my logo, and so I didn't do that. Thank you so much. So you might win one. All you got to do, Sunday's video, you just make a comment, and I'll tell you what day the computer's drawing, and somebody will win, and I'll mail it off before Christmas. Because you can't have too many Christmas trees. But everybody, we're at 30 minutes already. It just goes so fast. I hope you make some goals this year. I hope you take some paper, a notebook, or whatever works for you, and have this just for 2022. Check it off. You're going to have more pages. Then do 2023. If you keep it in the same notebook, it's easy to look back and say, okay, did I meet those goals in 2022? If I didn't, and I still want to meet those goals, move them to the next year. Because when you're doing goals, you're not let down. You break it down. And so maybe you didn't get it done this week. Just move it to the next week. Just make some goals. You'll be so excited that you did. With studies that they've done with some of the most successful people in America, those people made goals when they were in high school or college, and they kept them with them, and they became successful. Now, those goals can be little goals, and they can be big goals, combinations of them. But you can really enhance your life. And it really builds your self-esteem and going, hey, I got that done. I got that to work. I met that goal. And it's not that disappointment of quote unquote New Year's resolutions. It's, these are my goals. This is what I'm working towards. And this is how I can be successful in 2022. So everybody, I hope you have a fabulous time. Bunky, thank you so much. I'm glad you liked them. And Doug's goal is to eat more bacon because he is Commander Bacon. And Doug, I will tell Joe hi. John, thanks for stopping in. Everybody, I so appreciate you. If you see any channels in the chat, make sure you go over and check them out, like His Way Homestead, Unpaved Explorers, Bunky's Garden. I'm going up the Wickershire Project. Check out Nisi. And she and I had an interview the other day. And this coming Monday, the 13th, who is going to be on my live? None other than Doug at His Way Homestead. And hopefully Shelly will stop by. 6 Acres, thanks for stopping in. I hope you have a good weekend. Hope, Charmaine, Jennifer, everybody, I hope you have a great day. Remember, 2 weeks till Christmas, 3 weeks till we start those goals in 2022. Everybody have a great day. And I will see you this weekend or Monday night.